now, and we're getting ready to tip it off here in a limited capacity gym here at Portland High School. Something that's going to be always hard to get used to is gyms at non-capacity. But in 2020, it is the best we can do. The ball is up, the ball is tipped, and Hunter Hicks wins the tip-off. Braden Thornton tracks it down in the corner, but dribbles the ball out of bounds, so we already have our first exchanging of hands here in this game, and the game is officially underway. Lebanon's going to start the ball here on the left side of the floor. Ball is passed over to the wing. In the lane, we have our first foul already. It's number 25, Will Feets, drives into the lane and is fouled by a Portland Panther defender. It looks like that's going to be Hunter Hicks, his first foul of the game. That's going to send Will Feets to the free throw line for his first free throw of the game. Feets' first attempt is up, and it is good. So Lebanon gets on the board first, 1-0 here in the early going. 7:49 left in the first quarter. Lebanon wearing blue jerseys with white trim, going from right to left on your radio dial. Second free throw is up and clanks off the back of the rim. Good rebound there by number 11, Kason Utley, who was the leading scorer for the Panthers on Friday in their close loss to Mount Juliet. Bradley brings the ball up the floor and passes it into the right side to Utley, who swings it to Thornton. Thornton swings into Runyon, who finds a cutting Utley across the lane. The ball deflected away by Kobe Tibbs. And eventually the ball was stolen by a Lebanon defender going coast to coast for the layup, and he is fouled. Number 11, Jackson Painter. Jackson Painter gets the ball on a deflection on the inside. Portland has their second turnover of the game. The layup was missed, but a foul was called. Ball inbounded, number 23, Yarn Alexander. Alexander gives it back to Tibbs, goes back to the top of the key to Lucas Fowler, who gives it back to Tibbs, and Lebanon's going to reset their offense. Tibbs goes between his legs, dribble hand off to Fowler. Fowler doesn't see anybody on the wing, passes back to Tibbs, and the left wing is wide open for a three, and he knocks it down. First three-pointer of the game is Kobe Tibbs. Hits the three on the feed from Fowler, and Lebanon has opened up a quick 4-0 lead here in the early going. Tibbs playing some full-court pressure as pass by Bradley is picked off by Fowler. Fowler's going to take it coast to coast for his first bucket of the game. That is turnover number 3 by Portland in points number 6 and 7. Nope. 5 and 6, rather. Sorry, I have a hard time counting. For the Lebanon Blue Devils, a quick timeout has been called by Coach Daryl Travis. And with 6:56 to go in the opening quarter, your score, Lebanon 6, Portland nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
When you order your sizzling McDonald's breakfast this morning, you might learn something important about yourself. Like, are you the kind of person who picks the melted, overflowing American cheese that got stuck to the wrapper before enjoying your delicious breakfast sandwich? Or after?
There's no better way to breakfast. Choose between a sausage biscuit or McChicken biscuit and hash browns for only $2. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
A hot start by Lebanon here has the Blue Devils up 6-0. Early here in the first quarter, Lebanon forces another turnover. Goes into transition. Three-point attempt by Fowler is no good off the front rim. Lebanon misses their first three-pointer of the game. They're 1 for 2 from the line. Portland bringing the ball past half court. Bradley picks up his dribble and finds Thornton at the top of the key. He swings it over to Utley on the right wing, gives the ball to Hicks in the right corner, who finds Bradley. Bradley hesitates, takes the dribble into the lane, and he is fouled. Bradley with one dribble into the lane. Looks like there's a blocking foul on Lebanon, and it looks like the officials are going to call that on number 23, Yarn Alexander, 6'6" junior. And that's going to send Montez Bradley to the line for 2 free throws. Bradley's first one is up. Off the back of the rim, no good. This is the first attempt for the Portland Panthers tonight, and that's going to be a real key for them, considering they are at a size disadvantage. Especially if shots aren't falling, you're going to want to get to the free throw line as often as you can. Second free throw off the front of the rim, and no good, too. The free throw line, a trip for Montez Bradley. It's empty-handed. Portland is going to employ a 1-3-1 defense on Lebanon coming the other way. Lebanon breaks it. Yarn Alexander catches the ball at the top of the key for 3. That's no good off the front of the rim. The ball is going to bounce out of bounds for a dead ball rebound going to Portland. A little bit of mixing up of the defenses here for Coach Daryl Travis here in his 4th season at Portland High School. Thornton inbounding the ball, having a hard time finding an inbound passer as Bradley was covered, but the ball gets into Runyon. Runyon finds Bradley again, and Bradley's going to be fouled in the backcourt about 75 feet away from the rim. It's an easy foul there for Portland. Foul's going to go against number 11, Jackson Painter. Only the second team foul for Lebanon. Ball is going to be inbounded here to Montez Bradley. Bradley's going to slowly walk it up into the half court as Lebanon isn't extending much pressure. Bradley dribbles to the right side, picks up his dribble, looks for cutters, but finds Thornton at the top of the key, who gives the ball back to Bradley. Bradley, corner three is up. No good off the front of the rim, but the rebound is there by Hunter Hicks. Hicks rebound up, and he's fouled. And Portland will take their second trip to the free throw line tonight as Montez Bradley's three-point attempt was no good. Hunter Hicks took the ball away from a Lebanon defender for a nice offensive rebound. I guess we can count that for Portland. And he gets fouled on the way back up, and he's going to the line for two. Hicks' first free throw attempt is up, and it is good. So Hunter Hicks gets the first bucket tonight for Portland High School, as he did last game against Mount Juliet, as he scored their first points of that game on a free throw as well. Time is a flat circle here in Portland, Tennessee, as Hicks' free throw is up and no good. That one hits the front of the rim. Panthers not playing very well, or shooting very well, rather, from the free throw line. Only 1 of 4 to start. They're bringing out that 1-3-1 defense again as Tibbs is forced to swing the ball with Jackson Painter on the left side. Painter slings the ball back to Tibbs. Ball's reversed back to Painter in the corner. Painter takes a couple dribbles along the baseline, passes the baseline to Saller. Saller slings to Tibbs, who's open from three on the right wing. No good. Rebound by Montez Bradley, and it looks like Hunter Hicks was fouled by Kobe Tibbs on the rebound effort. That's going to be Tibbs' first, and that's going to force Coach Jim McDowell to make his first substitution of the game. McDowell's going to send Will Feets to the bench, and in comes 6'8" sophomore Jared Hall. This Lebanon team has a whole lot of size. That would be an understatement, especially at this level. Ball has been inbounded to Bradley. Bradley dribbles the ball past half court. Takes a couple of dribbles, swings it over to Thornton. Thornton starting this game for Duncan Smallwood, who is out due to an injury. And then another foul is going to be called. This is going to be number 2 on Kobe Tibbs. One of the more reliable scorers on this Lebanon team is in some early foul troubles. He picks up his second foul with still 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter, and that's going to send him to the bench, and it's going to bring in junior Corey Jones. Portland going to be inbounding the ball underneath the Lebanon basket. Utley's inbounding, passes to Runyon in the corner, who is wide open. His three-point attempt is no good. Still no shots in the field have been connected on for Portland. Saller brings the ball past the timeline for Lebanon. Ball's going to swing over. It's going to find Jared Hall on the wing. Jared Hall takes a couple of dribbles inside, shoots a layup, misses, gets his own rebound, but then finds a cutting Jackson Painter, who hits an easy layup for 2. Lebanon now leads 8-1. Bradley rushes the ball back into the timeline, past the timeline rather, for Portland. Ball gets swung over to Utley. Utley being guarded by Corey Jones one-on-one. Finds Runyon, who's posting up. Runyon catches the ball, passes back out to Utley, takes 2 dribbles to the elbow. Elbow jumper is good. Cason Utley gets the first points from the field, rather, for Portland on a nice pull-up jumper on the left elbow following a couple dribbles. Hall has the ball. Passes it back over. Passes back over number 22, Jalen Abston, who dribbles the ball, looks like off of his foot, and that's going to be an 11 turnover. Following the first made field goal tonight for Portland, they finally get another stop on the defensive end and maybe can string a couple of baskets here and get back in this game as they trail 8-3 with 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Ball's brought past half court. Thornton has the ball in the corner, swings it to Utley. Utley swings it to Bradley, who swings it back over to number 4, Freddie Paxton. Paxton gives it in to Hunter Hicks. Hicks, 1 dribble left. Pump fake. Shoots. Jump hook. No good. Rebound by Lebanon going the other way. Hall on the right wing and fast break. He shoots a layup, and he is fouled by Cason Utley. Hall caught the ball a little past half court. Made a nice little dribble move to get back into the lane. He missed and was fouled by Utley. That's going to be Utley's first, I believe. Indeed, it is. This sends Jared Hall to the free throw line for his first 2 free throws of the night. First one being no good. Softly caresses the front of the rim. 8-3, 11 in the lead. 3:43 to go here in quarter number 1. Neither team shooting particularly well from the field or the free throw line as Hall's second free throw is up, and it is good. Lebanon pulling the pressure all the way up to full court. Utley inbounds the ball to Bradley in the short corner. One of the more dangerous positions to inbound the ball is Jalen Abston guarding him, and he has been met by Corey Jones. Almost a 10-second call for Portland as he is just able to get the ball to Cason Utley past the timeline to avoid the violation. Utley picks up his dribble and gives back to Bradley, and it looks like Portland's going to try to set up their offense. Bradley takes a couple dribbles left, finds Paxton. Paxton tries to find Thornton back in the corner, but a great deflection by number 1, Alex Fight, sends the ball out of bounds on Lebanon. Portland will retain possession here with 3:21 in the opening quarter. A substitution here as Jalen Pirro is subbed in for number 4, Freddie Paxton. A sophomore for sophomore exchange as the ball is inbounded into the corner. Runyon takes a couple of dribbles out to his left before finding Bradley on the right wing. Ball is swung back over to Pirro. Pirro back to Bradley. Bradley over to Thornton on the left wing. Takes one dribble, picks up his dribble. Gives it to Pirro in the short corner, who drives. Passes it back to a cutting Thornton. Thornton's floater is no good. Rebounded by Fight. Fight brings the ball past half court. Finds Hall on the left wing. Hall jab steps. Tries to direct the offense as he gives the ball back over to Jones. Jones gives it back to Hall. Hall being guarded by Thornton. Takes 2 dribbles into the lane. Dishes over to his man, 22, Jalen Abston, for a good layup look. He is fouled, sending Lebanon to the line. A nice dribble move there from Hall. Takes 2 dribbles into the paint. Is able to find a rolling big man in Abston. Abston's first free throw attempt is up, and it is good. Lebanon hit 2 of their last 2 free throws. A substitution here as Runyon has been sent to the bench in exchange for Freddie Paxton. Abston back to the free throw line. His second free throw is up. And it rattles in. Hits about every square inch of the rim before finally throwing through the bucket. Abston has been subbed out in exchange for number 23, Yaron Alexander. 11-3, Lebanon leads here with about 2:46 to go in the first quarter. The Panthers move the ball into their side of the half court. They're going to set up an offense. Bradley with the ball at the top of the key. Looks to make an entry pass to a cutter. Finds Thornton cutting through the middle of the lane, but he travels. It looks like he decided to move before he actually was able to catch the ball. A good cut by Thornton, but was not able to corral the ball and dribble in time before the traveling violation. That's another turnover for Portland. And then in transition, in a wide open Yaron Alexander was found. No one was guarding him. Someone had to pick him up and didn't do it. But Alexander catches the ball, takes 2 or 3 dribbles, and gets an uncontested layup. And Lebanon has opened up a 10-point lead early here in the first quarter, 13-3. Bradley has the ball, looking for an entry pass. Lebanon doing a good job denying the cutters the ball. Back to Pirro on the right wing. Pirro takes a couple of dribbles inside. Looks like we're going to have a foul away from the ball. And they're going to call an offensive foul on number 4, Freddie Paxton. Offensive foul away from the ball on one of his cuttings. That'll be another turnover for Portland, who has 6 right now. 3 total points for the Portland Panthers and 6 turnovers by our tally. Not a great start for this offense. Coach Gerald Travis cannot be happy with this output right now. Lebanon inbounds the ball. Yaron Alexander on the post. Takes a dribble. Finds Hall in the corner. Hall's 3-point shot's no good, but it's rebounded by Lebanon. Ball finds its way back to Hall, who slams one home. Offensive rebound by Jackson Painter, who finds a cutting Jared Hall. The 6'8" Hall flushes one through the rim, and it is 15-3 Lebanon right now. It is starting to get a little ugly early. Portland needs a bucket right here. Utley has the ball on the left wing. Tries to dribble in, takes 2 dribbles, pulls up from the left wing. No good. Rebounded by Lebanon. Now Alexander has the ball in a fast break. And he almost dunks. Goes off one leg and big stand about the level of the rim. Yaron Alexander gets an easy layup. A timeout has been called by Coach Gerald Travis. And your score with 1:19 left in the first quarter, the Lebanon Blue Devils 17, the Portland Panthers 3. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
CEMC's prepaid billing program gives members the freedom to make payments when it suits their schedules. Instead of paying large lump sums on a fixed due date, prepaid members have the freedom to make payments in increments that fit in their budget. With only a minimal deposit and no late fees, prepaid can provide the peace of mind of knowing that you're in control of your electric account. Make payments over the phone, online, at any CEMC business office or outdoor payment kiosk. Visit CEMC.org for more information.
Welcome back to Portland High School and WQKR's coverage of Portland High School basketball. As always, my name is Elijah Campbell, bringing you the action. So far, it has been all Lebanon here in quarter number 1. Portland down 17-3, and a nice pass from Montez Bradley to a cut and Braden Thornton. Thornton catches the pass from Bradley, shoots the layup, and is fouled. And we'll go to the free throw line for an old-fashioned 3-point play. Looks like the foul is going to be on number 4, Corey Jones. Appears to be his first of the game. A nice play. Portland desperately needing a bucket out of the timeout called by Coach Gerald Travis. Bradley had the ball in the short corner in the right wing, able to take one dribble and a bounce pass to Thornton, who's cut wide open. Finished the layup and the contact, but the free throw by Thornton falls off the back of the heel of the rim. Rebounded by Alexander, and other way comes Lebanon. Alexander catches the ball at the top of the wing, finds Fight in the corner. Fight three-point shot. No good, but his rebound by Jared Hall, and Jared Hall almost flushes another dunk. Easy rebound by the 6'8 Hall, who grabs the ball, goes right back up with it, puts it in, and Lebanon's lead extends to 19-5 as we approach the last 40 seconds of the first quarter. Utley passes over to Bradley. Bradley can't corral the pass. Finally picks it up in the corner. Bounce pass over to Thornton on the short wing. Pass tipped out of bounds by Alexander as Thornton was trying to get the ball back over the top of the key to where Montez Bradley was. The ball was deflected out of bounds by Alexander, and Portland will retain the possession. Side out of bounds here. 32 seconds to go. Ball will be inbounded by Cody Carlson. Carlson inbounds the ball to Bradley. Bradley finds Perro at the left wing. He swings it back over to Thornton. Ball is bouncing around the top of the perimeter here. Perro found in the corner. Takes one dribble inside, passes out to Bradley for three. Bradley fakes the shot. Back to Perro in the short corner. 15 seconds. Perro's stuck in the corner. Fires the ball out to the top of the key. Carlson on the wing. Passes the ball back to Bradley. Bradley at Thornton with 6 seconds. 5 seconds in the quarter. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Bradley. Layup in the lane is up, and it is good at the buzzer. Montez Bradley with a nice hesitation move. Dribble sidestep to the right, and a layup as time expires to cut the deficit to 12. So your score here at the end of one quarter here at Portland High School, Lebanon 19, Portland 7. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Because of an increase in the number of COVID-19 cases in Sumner County, Village Drugs has again gone to curbside service, making it convenient for you to pick up your prescriptions and over-the-counter medicines and still follow the recommendations of the health experts. Whether you call in a prescription refill or your doctor calls in a prescription for you, when you're ready to pick it up, just call Village Drugs and tell them you want to take advantage of their curbside pickup service. Then, when you get to Village Drugs, call them from in front of the store and they'll bring your medicine and anything else you purchase out to your car. It's that easy and safe. Just call Village Drugs at 615-325-9218. That's 615-325-9218. Village Drugs next to Sonic in what was the H.G. Hill Shopping Center.
Second quarter action underway here at Portland High School as Lebanon and Portland in a District 9 3A showdown. It was all Blue Devils here in that first quarter, leading 19-7 going into the second frame. Portland struggling with turnovers, who's still yet to inbound the ball, as we are deciding who will inbound the ball. Sometimes the basics can be just as hard as anything else. Coach Gerald Travis disagrees with the call here. It appears as we've forgotten who won the tip-off. A whole lot of confusion right now as the referees convene at midcourt. It appears Portland, my memory serves me correct, which it should. This is only about 15 minutes ago. Portland winning the tip, but the ball going out of bounds after obtaining possession and turning the ball over to start the game. So theoretically, it should be Lebanon's ball. And indeed it is. After a couple of minutes of some good old-fashioned conversation, ball will go into Lebanon. Ball will be inbounded into Kobe Tibbs, and after much ado, we will start the second quarter here at Portland High School. Tibbs brings the ball into the front court, finds Fight. Fight looks inside, but there's going to be an offensive foul call on Will Feet. The tight end Tennessee State football commit called with the offensive foul. One possession, one turnover for Lebanon. A nice chance for Portland here to cut the deficit to single digits. And because that is foul number 7 for Lebanon, this will actually send them to the free throw line. Send Portland to the free throw line, rather. Number 24 here at the free throw line, but there is no number 24 on the provided roster. My apologies to whoever 24 is. The first free throw is up, and it is good. And our mystery man at the free throw line has 1 point, his first point on the night. With the injury of Duncan Smallwood, one can believe that they did or were able to open up a roster spot. Free throw for 24 is up. And it is no good. That one is off the back of the rim. Portland comes up empty-handed. Tibbs takes one dribble to his right in the half court, finds Hall. Hall takes all 3 dribbles inside, finds the wide open shooter on the corner. The 3-point shot is up, and it is no good off the back rim by Lucas Saller. Portland gets the rebound. It's heading the other way. Montez Bradley surveys the defense, takes one dribble to his left, sets up the offense, finds Pirro on the right wing. Ball is swung back over to Bradley, who finds Hicks, who's posting up. His layup is up off the back of the rim and no good. Trying for the good old-fashioned bank shot, but no ado there for Portland. Another miss for this offense as Tibbs pulls up 3 in transition from straight away, and that's no good. Pace is getting a little hectic here as Bradley passed the ball into Hicks in transition. Hicks' layup, his shot is up. No good, but he is fouled. A blocking foul on Lucas Saller has been called, and that's going to send Hunter Hicks to the free throw line for the second time tonight. These free throws here by Hicks to cut the deficit down to about 9 points. So Lebanon needs 19-8. First free throw by Hicks is up, and it is good. Hicks now 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. Second free throw by Hicks is up. A little flat, falls off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Lebanon, going the other way. Lebanon leads 19-9. Tibbs has the ball and passes it into Saller. Saller looks for the entry pass to Hall. Not there. Swings it back over. Finds Hall inside. Hall passes it back out to Tibbs. He relocates to the left corner. His 3-point shot is up, and it is no good. Battle for the rebound. Won by Fight. Fight goes back up for the rebound. His shot's no good. Another missed layup by Lebanon, but the rebound is fouled by Lebanon. Pass goes back out to Yaron Alexander, who pump fakes, takes one dribble to the free throw line, pulls up, and is good. Another made bucket here for Lebanon. Make the score 21-9 here. 6.5 to go in the half. Bradley going coast to coast. Gets into the lane. Makes a nice off-handed layup on the left side of the rim. Bradley's bucket makes it 21-11. Lebanon cuts the deficit down to 10. Fight. Wide open for 3-point shot from the top of the key is money. And just like that, a quick bucket from Portland turns into a quick bucket from Lebanon. That's what the Blue Devils like to do. They like to play an up-tempo style of ball. Teams average about 65 points per game and gives up about 61 points per game. Portland plays most of their games into the low 50s. So the contrast in styles could make for some interesting basketball tonight. Portland brings the ball back in, and the ball is stolen by Fight. Fight, easy steal from a Portland player. Drives the ball into the lane, poked out of bounds by Montez Bradley to save the wide-open layup. Fight had the ball on an easy steal that led to an easy transition opportunity, but great hustle by Montez Bradley to be able to poke the ball out from behind and force Lebanon to have to set things up underneath the basket. Tibbs finds Hall. Hall, guarded by Utley, takes one dribble, finds it back to Tibbs, the inbounder, who goes up. His layup attempt is good. 2 more points for Lebanon as they lead now 26-11. Tough inbounds play. Sometimes the hardest guy to guard on those inbounds play underneath the basket is the inbounder himself. And it was the case right there as Hall will be credited with the assist. Portland bring their offense up. Bradley swings over to Pirro on the wing. Passes back to Thornton at the top of the key. Swings back over to Utley on the left side. Utley back to Pirro. Pirro back to the corner. Looks like Cody Carlson had caught the ball, took one dribble to his right, was slapped out of bounds by a Lebanon defender. It's going to be out on Lebanon, so Lebanon will retain possession, or Portland will retain possession, rather, underneath their own basket. Utley inbounding the ball, looks for Bradley in the corner. Bradley tries to get the ball back into Utley. Utley wasn't paying attention. The ball was stolen by Alexander. Alexander brings the ball up to Lebanon, pulls up, gives it to Tibbs. Tibbs takes a couple of dribbles inside the lane, passes to Hall, who's posting up Carlson. Hall shot, no good. Good defense by Carlson, who was outsized by about 9 to 10 inches on that play, but was just physical enough to make that shot on Hall a little difficult. Portland with a big defensive stop, and a foul away from the ball will be called on the Blue Devils. On Portland, rather. Another foul has been called off ball. There's been 3 or 4 of those calls during this game. Not quite sure who that foul was called on. Looks like it might have been Thornton who might be credited with that foul. So that'd be his second of the game. Wasn't very clear who was on. Lebanon inbounding the ball. Tibbs going to walk it into Portland territory here. Lebanon sets up their offense. Pass goes over to Jones. Jones swings back over to Painter. Painter. Tibbs. Tibbs takes a couple of dribbles into the middle. The ball is stolen by Carlson, who then gets the ball tapped out by Jones. Jones makes a great hustle play, dive back on the ball to save possession for Lebanon and avoid a turnover. Yarn Alexander jab steps on the left wing with the ball, pulls up three, and that's good. Another three-point shot by Lebanon, and the lead grows to 18, 29-11 here with 4:14 to go in the first half. Ball swings over to Thornton, who finds the cutting Carlson. Carlson's layup is up. He's fouled, and it just rolls off the side of the rim, but Carlson will be sent to the line. An excellent cut there by Carlson. It looks like the foul is going to be called to number 4, Corey Jones. While the shots might not have been falling for Portland tonight, they've done an excellent job cutting away from the ball, rather. A lot of great cuts. The offense is predicated on a lot of cuts towards the center of the floor. A lot of good movement, motion offense, if you will. First free throw by Carlson is up, and it is good. And Montez Bradley will be heading to the bench for his first trip there tonight. His first breather. He is given the burden of ball handling responsibility for the Panther team tonight. Carlson's second free throw is up, and it's good. He rattles it home. Successful trip to the free throw line for the Portland Panthers, leading the cut to 29-14 here with 4 minutes left in the first half. 29-13, rather. Jones, the ball at the top of the key, swings it over to Tibbs. Tibbs takes a couple dribbles into the lane, goes up for a layup, bump fakes, and finishes a tough layup next to two Portland defenders. Kobe Tibbs, a talented scorer here for this Lebanon team, gets two more to push the lead to 31-13 in favor of Lebanon. Number 4, Freddie Paxton gets the ball into the second, or into the Portland side of half court. Portland's going to set up their cutting offense. Parra takes a couple dribbles, finds Carlson in the left corner, who jab steps, shoots a three. It's no good, but Paxton's there for the rebound on the weak side. His shot swatted away, but falls back into the hands of Carlson, who goes back up and in for a layup. So good awareness, good offensive rebound by Portland to give an easy layup there for Cody Carlson. A travel is going to be called on the other end by Kobe Tibbs. And just like that, Portland will have a chance to dip into this Lebanon lead. Lebanon definitely trying to make the pace of play hectic here in quarter number 2. 3:14 remaining until halftime. Score still remains Lebanon 31, Portland 15. And it appears as if another off-ball offensive foul has been called. That's about the 5th one in this game. It appears as if Portland is having some trouble with setting some of those screens. Looks like it's a moving screen. Coach Travis is not pleased with the effort on the screens here in this game. They've been called for that several times tonight. Got to make sure you're set whenever you set those screens. Lebanon has the ball on their side. Tibbs, right wing, takes a dribble, pulls back out, finds Alexander. 6'6" Alexander makes a couple dribble moves, drives into the lane, and he is fouled at about the elbow as he was making his drive into the basket. The foul is going to send Alexander to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 as Portland commits team foul number 8. 6'6" Alexander's free throw's up. He sinks it. That was nothing but net. 32-15 Lebanon as the 6'6" Alexander is one of 7 players on this Lebanon basketball team that are 6'3" or taller. It's an awfully tall bunch here for the visitors. Alexander's second free throw is up. Hits about every square inch of the rim before finally deciding to bounce through the cylinder. And Yarn Alexander goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line to extend the Blue Devil lead to 33-15. Paxton's going to be bringing the ball in as Lebanon employs what it looks like a 1-3-1 zone, a condensed 1-3-1 zone. Ball finds Carlson in the corner, who tries to make an entry pass to Hicks, but was swatted away by number 2, Wyatt Bowling, who was in for his first action of the night. Braden Thornton going to inbound the ball here. Looks for Hicks inside, but finds Carlson at the top of the key. Paxton swings it back over to Thornton. Thornton has the ball picked up in the corner, finds Hicks down on the low block. Hicks is dribbled off his foot, out of bounds, and another Portland turnover. It appears that's turnover number 9 on Portland, which, if you consider they had 6 in about their first 11 or 12 possessions of the game, not as bad, but not ideal. Tips is going to bring the ball in past half court. Give it to Fight. Fight takes one dribble, uses the screen by Alexander, who rolls, catches the ball, faces up Hicks. Pulls up on Hicks from about 18 feet. That's good. A silky-looking pull-up jumper from Alexander makes it a 20-point game, and that is the largest lead for Lebanon. Lebanon's shot is finally starting to fall. Entry pass into the zone is found by Utley. Utley pulls up to the free throw line. His shot's no good, and an off-ball foul on the rebound is going to go against Portland. It looks like we will be going to the free throw line for another 1-and-1, as that is team foul number 9 on the Panthers. Looks like number 2, Wyatt Bowling, will be at the free throw line for his first free throw attempts for the night. Couple dribbles taken by Bowling at the free throw line. His free throw attempt is an air ball. I don't know if anyone opened a window here in the building, but the ball might have caught a draft, and it falls to the ground before it hits the rim, and then the ball will now exchange hands as Portland's going to bring the ball past half court. Freddie Paxton brings the ball into the teeth of the 1-3-1 defense. Looks to throw a bounce pass to Utley. Passes a little behind Utley and goes out of bounds. That is turnover number 10 for the Panthers on the night. And Lebanon will take the ball over up 20 points rather, with 1:44 left to go in the first half. Tips is going to bring the ball in for Lebanon. Looks over to the left side, surveys, passes over to Fight. Fight swings the ball over to Hall at the top of the key. Fight, screens Tips to catch the ball in the left wing. His three-point attempt is off the back iron. No good, but rebounded by Bowling, who his second attempt goes up and it is blocked, it looks like, by Braden Thornton. Lebanon really crushing the offensive boards tonight, as one might expect with their size advantage. Tips is going to inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Swings it out to Painter. Painter swings back to Tips. He takes 1 or 2 dribbles, looks to inbound the ball, or insert the ball into Hall on the post. Does not. Pass back over to Fight. Fight swings back over to Bowling. Bowling looks to enter it into Painter. Painter couldn't corral the pass, and Casey Utley gets a steal. Portland now has the ball 1 minute until the halftime. Lebanon leading 35-15. Utley surveys the field. Tips gets a hand on the ball. Ball goes out of bounds, so it will retain Portland's possession. That's the tricky thing about the 1-3-1 right there. Whoever's guarding at the top of the key, if they have long arms, they're going to force you to throw it over them. You can't throw a lot of straight line passes from high wing to high wing. Ball inbound to Bradley. Bradley surveys the court, rather. Looks to Thornton down on the baseline. Ball deflected by Lebanon, and it's going to go out of bounds. But Bradley looked over down the baseline. Braden Thornton sneakily roaming down the baseline, had a wide open look, and that was probably the widest open look that Bradley had right there. But a good play by the Lebanon defense to deflect the ball out of bounds. Bradley catches the inbound pass in the corner, looks to enter the pass rather. Number 22, Will Napier. Ball was kicked out of bounds by Painter, and Portland will keep the ball underneath the Lebanon bucket. Utley to inbound. Utley finds Bradley at the top of the key. Throws it over to Thornton in the corner. Thornton passes it back to Bradley. Bradley, one dribble to his right, pull up from the elbow, extended. His shot's no good. Rebound by Lebanon. Bowling passes to Painter, who gets past the half-court line and throws a wild pass to Jared Hall, looking to lead him into a fast break layup. The pass is a little too far out to the left. Ball goes out of bounds, and with 32 seconds to go in the first half, Portland will have the ball, possibly the chance to take the last shot of the half. Thornton inbounds to Bradley. Bradley walking the ball up past the timeline. Lebanon employing the 1-3-1 zone again. And a palming violation has been called on Montez Bradley. You don't see that call a lot made, especially at this level, but a palming violation has been called, and that is turnover number 11 for this Portland Panther team. 20 seconds here to go in the half. Tibbs brings the ball up into the front court, passes to Fight on the left wing. He slings it over to Painter in the corner. Painter finds the cutting Hall on the right block. Hall finds the cutting Bowling on the left block. However, Bowling cannot corral the pass before jumping up with it or taking steps with it, and that will result in a traveling violation. 9 seconds to go. Ball inbound to Bradley. Bradley, 2 seconds. Passes it over the inside. Shot by Portland is up. off the backboard, no good, and the time will expire, and the halftime buzzer will go down. Your score here at the end of one half, the Lebanon Blue, a team that has 7 players that are at least 6'3" and taller, and almost all of those guys play. So Lebanon's going to have a rebounding advantage for most of the night, as they already have. Keeping out of foul trouble, both teams with about 9 fouls. Really nobody in serious foul trouble, except for Braden Thornton has 2 fouls. For Portland, Hunter Hicks also with 2 fouls. They have very minimal foul trouble. The foul situation for Lebanon, Kobe Tibbs, 2 fouls. 2 fouls for Corey Jones, 1 foul for Lucas Sallard, 1 foul for Jackson Painter, 2 fouls for Yaron Alexander, and 1 foul for Will Seeks. Now going to the leading scorers of the half, we'll start off here with Portland. Montez Bradley, the point guard, with 4 points in the early going. Kason Utley, who led the team in points on Friday against Mount Juliet in their loss, with 2 so far. Hunter Hicks with 2 free throws here in the early going. Cody Carlson with 4 points here in the night so far. And Braden Thornton, who is starting for the injured Duncan Smallwood, finished the first half with 2 points on his own to make up for the 15 that Portland has. Now for Lebanon. Number 1, Alex Fite with 3 points in the game. Number 3, starting point guard Kobe Tibbs, has about 7. Number 5, Jared Hall, 5 points, including 2 points on a dunk that we had earlier in the half. It was like the first dunk of the year seen by either of these teams. Lucas Sallard chipping in with 2 points. Jackson Painter with 2 as well. Jalen Abston with 2 from the free throw line. Will Seeks, the Tennessee State tight end commit, with 1 point. And the leading scorer for the Lebanon Blue Devils is Yaron Alexander, who has 13 points at the half, almost totaling as many points as Portland has on their own. When we come back from break, we'll go ahead and break down some more of the stats from the team stats between Portland and Lebanon, break down what Portland needs to do to be able to get back in this game, and more. You are listening to WQKR's coverage of Portland High School basketball. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Top of the Ridge restaurant at Bottom View Farms, just off Highway 76 in Portland, is open again and serving those great home-cooked meals. You're already familiar with Top of the Ridge catering and the great food they offer for parties, functions, and special events. Well, now you can get the same great food at Top of the Ridge, including meatloaf and chicken and dressing, as well as the great desserts they're famous for. Open Sundays from 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., Tuesdays from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., Wednesdays and Thursdays 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Fridays 6 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturdays 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bottom View Farms on Highway 76, a quarter-mile south of Jackson Road. For delivery service, call them at 615-566-4586 the day before you want the meal, and they'll bring it to your door. Meat and 2 vegetables, $8. Meat and 3, $10. Top of the Ridge restaurant at Bottom View Farms on Highway 76 in Portland.
Welcome back to Portland High School. You're listening to WQKR's coverage of Portland High School basketball. Again, I'm Elijah Campbell, and we have one half here in the books. Lebanon leading 35-15, a 20-point lead, and Lebanon with an incredible half using their size advantage and their offensive ability to be able to kind of put Portland away early. But there's still a chance for Portland to be able to make this game interesting here in the second half. We'll go through some stats so far. One of the keys to the game for Portland will be able to get to the line early and often. They actually got to the free throw line more than Lebanon did, but they are 5 for 12, shooting under 50%. It's going to be hard to beat a lot of teams, especially teams with size advantages over you, if you're not able to convert on those free throw line opportunities. Lebanon's got to the line 8 times, but has converted on 6 of those. 3-point attempts. It looks like Portland is 0 for 1. They have not attempted many threes, and unfortunately for the Panthers, they haven't been able to get off a lot of shots, for they have a lot of turnovers as well. That's really hindered them on offense. For Lebanon, not shooting the lights out from three-point range, not really shooting a ton of them necessarily, but they are 2 for 9 from three-point range early on. The rebounding total, I said before the game and during the game, Lebanon with their height advantage should be able to control the boards relatively easily, and they have 16 rebounds for Lebanon compared to 8 for Portland. Really no surprise right there, but the big surprise on that count is that 6 of those rebounds have been offensive. A lot of those second chance points has cleared the way for Lebanon to be able to open up the lead that they have right now. Portland playing pretty solid defense and able to stop Lebanon on a couple of first shots on these possessions. but when you're giving up second opportunities, second chances to a team like Lebanon, it's going to be really, really hard to keep yourself in the game. And another big discrepancy in this is turnovers. The first play of Portland on their offensive possession turned into a turnover, and they have 11 for the first half. Lebanon, however, has committed only 6 turnovers. So Portland almost doubling the amount of turnovers that Lebanon has. And so 2 of the keys, get to the free throw line, which Portland's at least done, has just not made as many as they would like. Can easily keep that up in the second half, get some Lebanon players in foul trouble, while also getting you some easy buckets. It's a 2-for-1 deal right there. Another thing, rebounding. Giving up a lot of size. If they can grab a couple offensive rebounds and really emphasize rebounding on that end of the floor, they should be able to maybe get a couple baskets later in this game to kind of squeeze them into contention as well. But most importantly is pace. Lebanon plays a up-tempo style of basketball. They're giving up about 61 points a game and scoring about 65 points a game. Most of Lebanon's games like to hang around in the low 60s to late 60s. Some games they played even in the 70s. Their highest performance this year was their win over Rossview, in which they won by a score of 85-77. On the other hand, Portland does not like to play a lot of up-tempo basketball. They are built for slow possessions, slow, long possessions, and low, slow-scoring games. The average amount of points that Portland's scoring games is about 51. They give up about 53. They played in a lot of close games, and all of those being low-scoring, including their loss to Mount Juliet last week, 53-45, and their loss to Hendersonville, 48-42. All of those games Portland had leads in and was able to do so by being able to control the pace. In the game against Mount Juliet, the pace got away from them in the second half, and that's how Mount Juliet was able to come back, take the lead, and take the lead for good. So what they're going to want to do here is keep Lebanon from peeling out and transitioning and getting quick, easy buckets. The halftime buzzer has sounded. We should be resuming play here soon. And your score, once again, at the half, Lebanon 35, Portland 15. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Did you know Portland has a brand new place to shop, browse, buy interesting items, and sometimes just kill time? It's the Portland Flea Market, 15,000 square feet of bargains and fun. More than 40 booths, all inside a climate-controlled building that's cool in summer and warm in the winter. At 810 North Broadway, across from All About Storage. Jewelry, antique, woodworking items, arts, crafts, glassware, knives, essential oils, and including lots of memorabilia. If you are interested in collectibles, you'll find them at the Portland Flea Market too. Coins, stamps, china, glassware, knives, advertising signs and items, books, magazines, dolls, toys. If you don't check out the Portland Flea Market, you're missing some of the best shopping and browsing around. And if you're interested in having your own booth, space is available both inside and out. Just call 615-325-9550. The Portland Flea Market is open on weekends only, Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 9 to 3. Portland Flea Market, the funnest place around.
If you're on Medicare, here's exciting news. Just in time for the Medicare annual enrollment period. Portland now has a local trusted advisor who can help seniors sort through all the confusing aspects of Medicare. Kyle Doris and MIA, Medicare Insurance Advisors, can help you make sense out of all the plans and supplements. Best of all, the advice and service from Kyle and MIA doesn't cost you a penny. Give them a call at 615-325-0064 or visit Kyle at 621 South Broadway. Did you know that 35 million families in America have children, but 77 million have dogs? That's how much we love our pets. Let Emma Lou's Pet Salon at 457 North Broadway in Portland groom your dog to keep it healthy and beautiful. Their full-service grooming salon specializes in breed standard cuts, mixed breed cuts, and creative grooming. Call Emma Lou's today at 615-767-4864 for an appointment. Open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m.
Second half action here in the house that Corey Brewer built. Portland High School down 20 going into half number 2 against Lebanon. Lebanon starts the half off with a three-pointer from the corner by Kobe Tibbs, and Portland responds with a layup on the other end. Missing just a couple seconds of action. Lebanon bring the ball back into their half. The court, a three-point shot by Alexander is no good, but the putback by Painter is up, and that is good. Talked about the pace before the halftime ended. and how Portland needs to control it. And so far, there has been a lot of possessions and another turnover. 3 quick turnovers for Portland here in the second half, which I believe brings their total to 14, rather. Pass is not our strong suit here. Tibbs going to bring the ball in the front court. Passes the ball over to number 10. Number 10, Lucas Saller, pulls up. His free throw line jumper is no good. Rebounded by Kason Utley. Paxton finds Utley again. He gives the ball back to Paxton. Throws the ball into Hicks on the high post. Hicks back out to Utley from the left wing corner. No good. Left wing three-pointer, rather, was also no good. Rebounded by Lebanon. Saller finds Tibbs in the corner, and Tibbs shuffles his feet before he takes a dribble, and that will be a traveling violation. Turnover for Lebanon with 6:02 to go here in quarter number 3. Portland is down 40-17. Paxton gives the ball into Utley, dribbles the ball into the high corner, back to Paxton. Paxton gets to the middle of the floor, passes up to Runyon, takes 2 dribbles to his left, layup up and good, and the foul. Runyon catches the ball on the left wing, takes a couple of dribbles, collides with Lucas Saller, and the collision is not enough to keep Runyon from scoring the bucket. Oh, I think they call that a charge. One official signaled block, one official signaled charge, and I guess after some deliberation, we have changed the call to a charge on Chase Runyon, which, in my professional opinion here, was sad. Don't know about that call right there. Saller for Lebanon brings the ball into the front court, passes to Alexander Delaney. He finds Tibbs in the corner. Tibbs, corner 3, buddy. Silky pass from Alexander to a silky shot from Tibbs. The most efficient shot in basketball goes in for Lebanon. They now lead 43-19. Looks like they're going to count that bucket for Runyon, rather. And speaking of buckets, 2 points for Braden Thornton. Catches the ball in transition. She makes a shot from about 15 feet. Lebanon brings the ball down the other end of the floor. Coast to coast, softly, quickly, number 10, Lucas Saller, who's able to draw a foul near the rim. And that's good. Getting hard to keep up here. Lebanon pushing the tempo up pretty high. Looks like Runyon will get credited with that 2-point basket earlier. Thornton scoring the next 2 points for Portland. And then immediately after that nice jump shot from Braden Thornton, nice pull-up dribble jumper from about 15 feet, Lucas Saller brings it coast to coast, and without any passes, is able to create contact in the lane, up and in, and good. His free throw is no good. A lane violation will be called on Lebanon. And Portland will be taken the other way, down 45-21 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Montez Bradley passes it over to Utley. Utley brings the ball into Thornton, who's got a wide-open layup and misses it off the rim, but Hunter Hicks is there for the rebound and the putback. I think Braden Thornton might have been surprised at exactly how open he was. Misses the open layup. Hunter Hicks with a good job to follow the shot, get the rebound, and follow it through. Lebanon's possession on the other end. Ball's going to get poked away from Saller, going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Lebanon. Portland will take over possession of the ball here, down 45-23 with 4:44 to go in the third quarter. Thornton's going to inbound the ball to Utley. Lebanon bringing up pressure, 3/4 court. Utley dribbles the ball past half court. Ball poked away by Alexander and into the hands of Painter. Painter to Hall. Hall takes a couple of dribbles to the left side of the floor. Shoots the layup, up and over and in. Nice dribble move from Hall to be able to squeeze into the lane, go up and under, get a layup, extend the Lebanon lead, 47-23. Utley with the ball on the left wing, passes back over to Thornton, center court. Just finds Runyon. Runyon takes a couple dribbles on Hall. His shot's blocked. They're going to call a foul on Hall. That's going to send Chase Runyon to the free throw line. A nice drive there by Runyon to get the ball into the post, get Hall in the air, draw some contact, and get 2 freebies. One thing we said before the game and during the halftime show, too, is that if Portland wants to get back in this game, they're going to have to be able to get to the line for some easy opportunities and some points while the clock is stopped, most importantly. They've done a good job of getting to the free throw line, but not a fantastic job of making them. However, Runyon hits his first. Second free throw from Runyon is up. Off the front of the rim, but it bounces in. A shooter's roll for Runyon. He goes 2 for 2 from the line to cut the deficit to 22. Tibbs passes the ball over to Alexander. Alexander to Painter, who's in the corner. Looks to inbound into Hall. Ball poked away, and a great defensive play by Casey Utley to force the turnover, trying to throw an entry pass into Hall. Thornton, one dribble, short corner, right wing, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound by Runyon. Runyon, his rebound, pulls up. His shot's no good. Rebound by Hall, and now Lebanon will be going the other way. Hall dribbling the ball into the front court. Hall pulls up, free throw line jumper, banks it in off the window. In some playground circles, it don't count if you don't call it, but this is not those rules. Bradley enters the ball into the front court, finds Runyon in the corner for three. It's no good. Bradley gets the rebound. He goes up for a layup. His shot has been blocked and deflected and going to go out of bounds. The ball will stay underneath Panther ball. Nice play by Bradley there to follow the miss from Runyon. Looks like he's trying to draw some contact and get to the line, which would be a smart play. Utley to inbound. Pass it to Bradley in the corner. One dribble. Pass back to Utley, but Utley is out of bounds, and that's going to be another Panther turnover. 17 turnovers here for Portland so far tonight. Lebanon defense and Lebanon's length giving them a lot of trouble. Alex Fight has the ball on the left wing, takes a dribble, passes it back over to Painter at the top of the key. Over to Jones, Corey Jones, back to Jackson Painter. Painter's three-pointer from the right wing is no good, rebounded by Runyon, and Runyon is going to be fouled. Looks like a foul's going to be called on Lebanon's Alex Fight. No, rather, they're going to call that on Hunter Hicks for Portland, and I believe that is his third foul. Indeed, that is 3 fouls on Hunter Hicks, even though I'm not 100% sure sold that it was Hicks who committed that foul. Ball inbounded to Painter on the left wing. Painter looks inside. Nothing there. Pass out to Hall, being guarded by Runyon. Hall takes one dribble, crosses over to his left, spins, fires. Shot from the lane is up, and it is good. He's 6'8", but he's got some pretty good handles for a big man. Hall with a nice crossover dribble and a spin move to get him into the lane, about 14 feet away from the basket, and that's good. 51-25 Lebanon. Bradley with the ball, dribbles into the paint, finds Runyon on a roll, and his shot is swatted away emphatically by Jackson Painter, and now the ball's going the other way. Fight to Hall. Hall, layup in transition is up, and it is good. Hall absorbs the contact, gets the bucket, and the easy transition bucket makes it 53-25 in favor of Lebanon. This game is getting out of control quickly. Utley drives in the lane. His layup attempts up, and it is no good. Ball rebounded by Fight. Fight finds Hall in transition. Hall goes up, and he goes for the jam and misses it off the back iron. Jared Hall going for the Dominique Wilkins two-hand jam, and he throws that thing off the heel. And it looks like there's an injury right now as Panther guard Montez Bradley is down. Stands up and looks like he might have rolled an ankle, but he's standing up right now, tying his shoes. Looks like he's fine. But he'll be subbed out for Jalen Parra. Almost that dunk number 2 of the night. Hall had a dunk earlier in the first half. He had himself a wide open transition dunk here just then and just couldn't flush it. Hall takes a couple dribbles on Utley as Utley's guarding him. They're going to call a foul on Utley. And now Lebanon's going to be inbounding the ball underneath the Portland basket, leading 53-25 with 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Jalen Abston inbounds the ball to Hall on the left wing, throws it back out to Painter. Painter takes a couple dribbles into the paint, gives it back to Abston. Abston's layup attempt is up, and it is no good. Rebounded by Hunter Hicks. Hicks passes it out to Parra. Parra dribbles the ball slowly across the timeline. Running the motion offense is Portland. Ball back to Runyon at the top of the key. Runyon to Utley. Utley to Parra down the corner. Parra takes a couple dribbles. Picks it up, gives it to Hunter Hicks, who almost loses the ball, and then is going to be eventually fouled by Jared Hall. The foul on Hall looks to be his second foul. That's the guy right there, if you're Portland, you'd like to see get in foul trouble. Utley inbounds the ball to Runyon in the corner. Runyon thinks about shooting, pump fakes, picks up the dribble, gives it over on the wing to our mystery man, number 24, whose ball is stripped away by Jones. Jones in transition throws a lob to Hall, and Hall goes up and catches it near the backboard, catches it up in the air, and goes it off the backboard on a bank shot in transition to extend the lead to 30. 10 points this quarter for Jared Hall. Another steal. Absent. Back to Jones. Jones going to shoot a layup in transition, and that's going to make it 57-25 in favor of Lebanon. 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lebanon is a hard team to beat in transition. They're athletic, they're tall, they're long, they force turnovers. And just like that, Alex Fight picks off the pass, and he throws down a dunk in transition. Alex Fight read Jason Utley's eyes, picked off his pass, and went coast to coast. One leg jump, one leg jam. Pass over to Utley on the left wing. Utley's three-point attempt is good. And that's the first three-point make tonight for Portland to cut the lead down to 31 with 19 seconds to go. Jared Hall's three-point attempt, that's good on the left wing. It's been that kind of night for Portland. As soon as Utley knocks down a three-pointer, Jared Hall and the Blue Devils knock one down the very next possession. 5 seconds to go. Hero to Utley. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Utley fouled on the floor with 1.7 seconds left to go in the quarter. Portland going to take the ball out by their own bench here. Jason Utley to inbound. Utley inbounds to Runyon. Runyon back to Utley. His floater at the buzzer is up. It is no good, but it appears as if it would not have been good in time anyway. 3 quarters in the books. 1 left. Your score after 3. Lebanon 62. Portland 28. We'll be back in 1 minute.
2 points I don't have accounted for. That Portland, the first bucket they scored that half. Remember that was?
I think it's Bradley.
I make Montez the leading scorer for Portland.
What, 6?
And we got Carlson and Runyon all the score.
Ball's been inbounded here. Starts the fourth quarter. Swings back over to the right. Alex Fight has the ball. Passes back over to Yaron Alexander. Lebanon setting up the offense. Will Thies catches the ball inside. His layup attempt is no good, but he gets his own rebound. Surrounded by our herd of Panther defenders. Passes it out to Alexander. His three-point shot attempt is no good. Rebound almost to Lebanon, but the ball goes out of bounds. Alexander's three-point attempt goes off the heel of the rim. Falling out of bounds in a close call in an attempt to save it by Kobe Tips. Fourth quarter underway here. Portland trailing big, trying to get themselves back into it. Jalen Pirro brings the ball into the half court. Slings it over to Cody Carlson. Carlson back to Thornton, who's looking to pass the ball into the paint. The pass back down to Carlson, who takes a couple drives to his right hand. His floater's no good. Rebounded by Tips. Tips finds Alexander on the left wing, who couldn't corral the ball, but gives the ball back to his teammate, number 10, Lucas Fowler. Fowler's three-point attempt's no good, but there is Alex Fight to get the rebound, put back and in. Lebanon with a lot of offensive rebounds tonight, and a lot of points coming from those offensive rebounds. And it looks like Coach Jim McDowell is about to empty the bench here, and it is almost officially garbage time here at Portland High School. Runyon's got the ball for the Panthers, passes it out to Pirro on the left wing. Pirro looks inside, dribbles back out to the center of the floor. His pass off to Runyon, almost turned over. Runyon throws the ball off of number 10, Lucas Fowler. The ball will retain in Portland's possession. All the starters for Lebanon will exit the game as the Blue Devils lead 64-28 with 6.5 to go. Runyon's going to inbound the ball to Carlson. Carlson looks inside where he's got a man posting up. Ball does go inside. Number 22, Will Napier. Will Napier does a nice little dribble post move. Fakes to his right, shoots over his left shoulder, but no good. Ball deflected out of bounds, and Portland will inbound underneath their own basket. Runyon inbounds the ball back to Carlson. Carlson tries to pass it back to Pirro, but the pass is a little bit too tall and will sail out of bounds. That is turnover number 21 for Portland tonight. Now a whole new lineup bench for Lebanon as number 12, Orlando Dowell, brings the ball in and passes to 20. Caden Baird. Blue Devils swing it around the top of the key here. Wyatt Bowling back to Baird. Baird Back over to Dowell. Dowell finds Bowling in the corner. His three-point attempt is no good in the corner, but a rebound, another offensive rebound, this time by Aiden Donald. Donald is fouled. Not going to be shooting free throws, but Lebanon will inbound the ball underneath the Portland basket. Looks like the running clock will be in order for this quarter as well. Nice deflection there in the inbound pass. So Will Napier to go off the Lebanon player, and it's going to be a turnover for Lebanon. And that will be turnover number 10 for the Blue Devils on the night. And now number 4, Freddie Paxton will be bringing the ball into the timeline. Paxton over to Pero. Pero looks to enter the ball into the post. To no prevail, so he kicks it back out on the wing. Carlson back over to Paxton. Paxton to Thornton to the top of the key. Thornton fakes left, dribbles right, shoots a layup outside the lane. No good. Good look from Thornton's not able to finish, and Lebanon's got the rebound. It's going the other way. Pass by Lebanon's number 21, Austin Gore. Over to Wyatt Bowling in transition, was deflected out of bounds by Freddie Paxton. Good defensive play there for the Panthers. The ball is inbounded underneath. And it is indeed inbounded to number 32, Aiden Donald. Donald's shot sails over the backboard. Portland get the rebound and go the other way. Farrow brings it past the timeline. Pump fakes to Thornton. Gets the ball into Napier. Napier's shot in the lane is up, and it is good. He is fouled by Aiden Donald, and now he's got a chance for a three-point play. Will Napier, who's been going to his little dribble post move, takes one dribble to his right, fakes to his right shoulder, goes over his left, and this time draws the foul. He's going to get the old-fashioned three-point play. That's how we used to get three-pointers before the 76 season. A little bit of a stoppage here. Now, stand corrected on the running clock. There is no running clock, despite Portland being down 34 with 5:16 to go in the game. Napier's free throw goes off the backboard, no good, and it looks like there's going to be an over-the-back violation on Lebanon, and then Portland will retain possession. Just kidding. Nope. A lot of confusion going on tonight. Communication is key in all facets of life, even more key when it comes to officiating a basketball game. So now Portland will inbound the ball underneath the Lebanon basket. Carlson finds a cutting Napier. Napier catches the pass and it throws it up and in. A nice cut by Napier to get the ball right underneath the basket. Wide open, shoots the easy layup. Three-point shot in transition by Lebanon's number 20. Caden Baird is no good, but they get the offensive rebound like they have most of the night. And now Rolando Dowell will shoot an easy layup for his first point of the night. Lebanon leads 66-32 with 4:51 left to go in this game. Hero's got the ball in the corner, takes a couple of dribbles to the short corner, passes it back out to Carlson, whose right wing three-point shot is up, and it is no good. But Portland with a rebound. Hero with a great hustle play to be able to poke the ball away from a Lebanon defender and create another opportunity for Portland to get some buckets. Portland will now inbound the ball underneath their own basket, or underneath the Lebanon basket, rather. Carlson tried to go into the corner to Pero. The ball was slapped out of bounds by Austin Gore. And now Carlson's going to attempt the out-of-bounds underplay again. Ball inbounded to Napier. Napier's hook shot is up, and it is no good. Rebounded by Lebanon again. Wyatt Bowling has the ball, tries to look for Austin Gore in transition. Good play by Freddie Paxton to be able to poke the ball away. And now Lebanon will be inbounding the ball underneath the Portland basket. Austin Gore will be doing the inbounding. And it looks like a violation will be committed on Cody Carlson, as he was guarding the inbounds pass, stuck his foot over the line, can't do that. So Lebanon will inbound the ball again. Austin Gore shoots a corner three. That is up. That is no good. Rebounded by Lebanon again. That second effort is up, and it is no good. And now Portland finally is able to retain possession of the ball. And Freddie Paxton's going to have control, and Portland's going to slow it down. Pass into Will Napier is no good, but a good hustle there by Paxton to be able to get the ball and retain possession. Live to see another play. Paxton passes the ball into the lane. Carlson's floater attempt is up, and it is off the window and good. Good cut by Carlson. They were able to catch the ball, take a couple dribbles into the lane, absorb a little bit of contact, and finish with 2 points. Lebanon leads 66-34 here with 3:48 to go in the game. Gore back to Bowling. Bowling swings it over. Number 20, Caden Baird. Baird back to Orlando Dowell. Dowell back to Bowling. He's going to shoot a three from the right wing. That's no good. Rebounded by Perro. And Perro's going to be fouled on the rebound attempt. Foul's going to be called. Number 12, Orlando Dowell. And with that being foul number 7, that's going to put the Panthers, in the bonus. Jalen Perro at the free throw line for his first free throw attempts of the night, and a chance for him to get on the board as he has yet to score here in this game. Awfully tough night, but for a team like Portland that has lost 60 to 70% or so of their scoring from last season, we're going to have games like this, especially against teams like Lebanon that are a little more experienced. The first free throw by Perro is up, and it is good. Good-looking left-handed shot there from Perro. He attempts free throw number 2. Perro's free throw is up and sinks it. 2 good-looking free throws there from Perro to cut the deficit down to 30. Lebanon leads 66-36 with 3.5 minutes left. Also doesn't help for Portland to not have Duncan Smallwood in the lineup. One of their leading scorers against Mount Juliet last week is out. He's got a boot on his left foot. So Portland being down a starter with the inexperience they already have and the size disadvantage really created for a tough matchup as Perro gets a steal but then throws the ball right away into the wrong half of the court. Austin Gore gets an easy steal and layup, and Lebanon has had a lot of those tonight. A lot of turnovers here for Portland. This game will most certainly be used as a learning experience as Perro travels on Portland's side of the floor. Some nights you have games like this. This will be a good learning experience for Portland to be able to use later on in the season. 2:45 remaining. Lebanon leads 68-36. Pass over to Gore was deflected by Cody Carlson, and Carlson gets a steal. Portland doesn't have numbers, so Carlson's going to slow it up. Takes a couple of dribbles, passes it over to Paxton. Paxton looks inside, doesn't have anybody. Passes back to Napier. Napier, one dribble inside, he draws another foul. Not a lot of playing time for Will Napier until the second half tonight, but when he does get the ball in the post, he's at least drawing the foul or getting a good look. Decent bright spot for the Panthers tonight. Napier's first free throw attempt is up, and it hits the front of the rim. No good. The running clock officially in effect now. 2 minutes to go. Panthers down 32. Napier's second free throw attempt. Bounces off the back of the iron. No good. Lebanon's got the rebound going the other way. Bowling picks up his dribble. Passes out to Gore on the left wing for 3. His shot is up. No good. Rebounded by Carlson. Carlson comes up with the rebound. A little bit of a scrum there by the left block. Carlson comes out with it, though. 1 minute and a half to go. Carlson dribbles the ball past half court, then his pass is stolen away. Stolen by Jalen Abson. Abson finds Wyatt Bowling in transition for an easy layup. And another transition bucket for Lebanon. Lebanon now leads 70-36 with about 1:15 to go. Freddie Paxton has the ball. Top the key, gives back over to Perro. Perro looks for a cutting Carlson. Doesn't give it to him. Pass it in the corner. Pass attempted for Napier, stolen by Bowling. Bowling tries to get another bucket in transition, but as he has a lot of times tonight, Freddie Paxton poking the ball out of bounds, and we now have 1 minute remaining here in the game. Clock running. 50 seconds to go. Lebanon lining up to inbound the ball, side out of bounds. Ball is inbound to Abson. Abson to Bowling, who shoots a left wing 3, and that's good. Another three-pointer for Lebanon tonight. Gets the lead 73-36. Freddie Paxton dribbles the ball past half court with 30 seconds to go. Looks to get maybe one more final basket for the home team here. Perro looks inside. Napier's posting up. Swings back over to Paxton. Top the key. Paxton looks inside. No one open. Passes back over to Carlson. And then Paxton touches. Carlson finds Napier. Napier's shot is blocked by Abson. Napier, great hustle to get back down on the ground. Finds Carlson with 10 seconds. Carlson passes back to Napier. Napier pump fakes, dribble. Shoots a layup in the lane. Falls up. No good. Napier's fouled, will go to the free throw line as time expires, but Napier will get to shoot these last two free throws. In the grand scheme of the game, these free throws, I guess, are technically meaningless, but Napier has a chance to tack on to some of his stats. First free throw's up, off the left side of the rim, no good. Both teams away from the free throw, and Napier standing there by his lonesome. Second free throw is up, off the back of the rim, backboard, and no good, and that will be the last shot attempt of the game. Your final score here at Portland High School, Lebanon 73, Portland 36. We'll be back with some post-game show stats and updates and more here on WQKR's coverage of Portland High School basketball. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
If you're preparing to retire in the next 10 years, this message is for you. You know, one of the biggest sources of income may be how you claim your Social Security. Do you know your full retirement age? Do you know how much of your benefits may be taxed? Do you understand how to claim on an ex-spouse, or that you even could? For your free, no obligation Social Security information kit, be one of the first 5 callers to 844-615-1433. That's 844-615-1433. You could spend hours and hours searching around online only to find some generic calculators that may not factor in inflation, tax implications, and hundreds of other variables. Be one of the first 5 callers to 844-615-1433. And make sure you tune in our weekly 1-hour radio program, The Retirement Income Doctor, Saturday mornings at 10. And you can find us online at retirementincomedoc.com.
Wilkinson and Wiseman Funeral Home, 715 South Broadway, has been serving Portland with dignity and professionalism since 1906, being there to help you through the difficult days and decisions when a loved one passes away. Charles Wilkinson and the experienced staff at Wilkinson and Wiseman are there in your time of need. Wilkinson and Wiseman Funeral Home, 715 South Broadway in Portland.
Hello, Sumner and Robertson counties. This is Courtney from Reiselman Buick GMC, and we want to thank you for such a warm welcome to your community. At our dealership, we value every customer, every time. It's really quite simple. With over 200 new and used vehicles in stock and a huge truck inventory, we have what you want. If not, we'll find it, no matter the make or model. We will do what it takes to earn your trust and your business. We really are the only dealership you need to visit. Purchase, lease, service, parts, or collision. Reiselman Buick GMC. Every customer, every time. Open 24/7 online at reiselmanbuickgmc.com.
Welcome back here to Portland High School. We have a final as Lebanon finishes the deal against Portland High School by a score of 73-46. Tough loss tonight for the Portland Panthers. They faced a buzzsaw tonight, a team that was much bigger than they were and were able to force a ton of turnovers. We'll keep it short and simple with you here as we'll go ahead and break down the Panthers scoring by the numbers. Montez Bradley with 6 points on the night. Chase Runyon pitching in 4. Kason Utley with 5 points. Jalen Pirro with 2. Hunter Hicks with 4 on the night. Will Napier coming off the bench with 4. Cody Carlson 5 points off the bench. And then Braden Thornton, who started in place of the injured Duncan Smallwood, pitched in 4 points as well. On the Lebanon side, number 1, Alex Fite came off the bench for 7 points. Wyatt Bowling with 5 off the bench as well. Starting point guard Kobe Tibbs pitched in 14 points to the second leading scorer on this team. Corey Jones had a pair of points with 2. Jared Hall, a couple dunks tonight as he finished with 18 points, about 12 of those coming in the second half. Lucas Sauer with 4 points. Jackson Painter finishing with 4 points. Rolando Dowell with 2. Jalen Abson with 2. Yarn Alexander with 13, most of those coming in the opening half. And then Will Feats with 1 singular point for Lebanon tonight. The main story of this game was the turnovers. Unfortunately for Portland, they had a ton of them. About 24 turnovers to be exact. Not an ideal situation for the Panthers, but as a learning experience, it's a young team, and they look to get back at it this week. Coming up on tap for this Portland High School team, the boys will travel to Merrill Hyde on Thursday to take on them. It's for their second game this week. And the girls will be back in action on Friday night against Beach High School. Again, they did not play tonight due to COVID-19 restrictions, including positive test and or contact tracing quarantines. So, your final here, Lebanon 73, Portland 36. My name is Elijah Campbell, bringing you all the play-by-play. I'd like to give a special shout-out to Lucas Campbell here, keeping the staff and keeping us all informed as the night goes on. And our producer back in the studio, the WQKR studio, Charlene Alsager. Thank you guys for all your hard work. We'll see you again. You've been listening to Portland High School basketball coverage on WQKR.